I'm Mike Sullivan, and this is Cookie. Last week we were at the US Open. We had a great question where somebody said he had heard some contradictory advice on getting his backswing started. So today we're going to take a look at those two pieces of advice and see if we can decipher exactly what it is we want to do as we get the club started. Last week we were at the US Open at Erin Hills in Wisconsin, and one of the people we were working with, his name is Bill, so Bill, I hope you're watching this. He asked a great question about getting the swing started, how you start your backswing. And he had heard two pieces of advice that could seem contradictory. One of the pieces of advice was he heard you're supposed to take the club back low and slow and drag the club head away from the ball. He also had heard that you're supposed to, on your backswing, pick the club up with your hands. And so he was really confused as to which of these pieces of advice are correct, and is it a way that both of these pieces of advice can be correct? And if so, how the heck should he start his backswing? So let's get to it. So the first thing that our student Bill had heard about was you're supposed to make this backswing with a low and slow takeaway or drag it back. I guess Cookie's out, she's out of the picture. She's not gonna work with us anymore. That's okay, you just rest over there, Cookie. Okay, so here we go. So what he was hearing was this drag the club back type of a backswing. And let me show you why it is that you may have heard you're supposed to take the club back low and slow. So I'm gonna switch here as if I'm hitting a ball this way. So a lot of golfers, a ton of golfers, they start their backswing with their hands because they're swinging the club with their hands. And so in a lot of cases, we see golfers, rather than turning their shoulders to make their backswing, we see a lot of this where their hands take that club away. All right? So it's really, really good advice in a lot of ways to tell somebody, okay, try to take that club back low and slow, drag that club back. As you can see, as I keep it low, and right now I'm even keeping it on the ground, I'm exaggerating it, this is helping me start my backswing by turning my shoulders. This is not going to give me this lift up and a handsy type of backswing. So the low and slow backswing makes some sense for some people. So then he's hearing about, what is this business about feeling like you should pick that club up? Well, here's where that comes from. When people take the club back, say low and slow, or when you just look at pretty much most people's backswing who are trying to get better, we see a backswing position where the club is off plane. When the club is parallel to the ground, the club head is back behind the player's body. What we really want is we want the club to be parallel to the ground and parallel to the target line at the same time. This enables us to hinge the club in a manner where the low end of the club points at the target line. It makes it really easy to get back to the ball with a good swing path. So many times, people who have been taught or thought about low and slow, they still get the club stuck back here behind them. So here's what we really want to accomplish. We want to accomplish a backswing where we turn our shoulders and we get the club parallel to the ground while it's parallel to our target line. So that idea of picking the club up a little bit with a little bit of hinge can help a player get here. It's really important, though, that if you're going to think about picking that club up, that you turn your shoulders, because you can also end up in a situation like this where I haven't turned my shoulders, the club's a little bit outside of my hands, and by the way, that's the direction you see better players going now because they can actually drop under from the inside, but we still have to make sure that we turn our shoulders. So here's what I really recommend, and it's actually something that we did an entire video on last week. If you can learn, and we'll do it here by putting the club of the butt end of the club right in my belt buckle. If you can learn to get your golf swing started by turning those shoulders, every time that club head is moving, it's a result of the shoulders turning. None of that. So grab your iPhone or grab your mobile phone, take a video of yourself from this face-on position. Does your golf swing start with your shoulders starting that club back, or is your golf swing starting because you're using your hands to get it going? Once you can get that club started with a true one-piece takeaway, then I would start to be concerned about and start to really isolate getting to this position so that when the club is parallel to the ground, it's also parallel to your target line. So both of those tips, low and slow and picking the club up or hinging it, they both are designed to help you get your golf club on plane, but you've got to make sure that when your club is on plane, you're also getting your golf swing started turning from the shoulders.
They say working with animals is difficult.
If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up for a like. And if you subscribe to our channel, you'll be notified by email each time that we produce a new instructional video.